Well, good afternoon and welcome to East Brunswick High School football. And Jim, it's championship football, where today East Brunswick takes on Trenton in the first round of the playoffs. Jim, Trenton, we were just watching them warm up, big team.
They're a huge team, and that's reflected in the type of offense that they utilize. They're undefeated coming into this game, and they've been averaging 341 yards in offense. But what makes this an interesting clash and why it's such an interesting game is the fact that East Brunswick, in total, has given up 346 yards on the ground, which is an average of, 38 yards per contest. So you have a defense which is geared to stop the run, going up against an offense that can run practically at will, and Trenton comes in with some big backs. You were going to say?
Yeah, I was just going to say, if you're Marcus Borden, do you need to change anything at this point? Not defensively, I'm sure.
No, not at all defensively. East Brunswick has stopped teams cold in most situations, except for that game against Cherokee, which they opened up in it. We're just going to throw that game aside because I don't think it was reflective of the quality of team that East Brunswick is. They've improved every week. And offensively, this is going to be a good game for East Brunswick. I think they come into this game a lot more confident in a playoff situation than maybe in the past. Reason being is the weather elements. It's a sunny day, yet it's windy, and it's not conducive for passing. Well, East Brunswick doesn't have to worry about its passing game. They have it if they need it, and I have a feeling that Marcus Borden, the head coach, will go to the air if he needs to. But East Brunswick is primarily a running team with Che Nyen, Varnell Johnson, and Mike Pilato. And each one of these players have been able to generate a lot of offense. You've got a nice offensive line going up against a huge defensive line for Trenton. This game has all the elements of just a Titan clash. And we're going to see who comes out on top.
Jim, Crosby, Stills, and Nash had a song that said it's been a long time coming, and it's been a long time since East Brunswick's been in the playoffs.
Yes.
And quite honestly, we covered the first game against Cherokee. We never thought we'd be here, but we're glad we're here, and East Brunswick has really turned this season around.
Yeah, they really have. Just to reflect back on East Brunswick in the playoffs, they've been there they've been in 7 contests, and they've only won 2 times.
Right.
And those were both opening round victories against Hunterdon Central, I think, was one year, and against Middletown North another year. Yet they have not been able to win the big one, and that's the Central Jersey Group 4 final. This is an opening game. East Brunswick is seeded number 2. Right. Middletown South is the number 1 seed. They will be meeting Edison today. Right. And if East Brunswick can get past Trenton today, if Edison beats Middletown South, we'll be back here again for the Central Jersey Group 4 final.
Well, it should be interesting. East Brunswick against a very highly touted Trenton team. And Jimmy and I will be bringing you the action. Unfortunately, Phil Hill won't be with us today. But we'll be back with the opening kickoff in just a moment. Well, Jim, we're about ready to go here. East Brunswick comes in 8-1, Trenton 9-0. First round of the playoffs, Central Jersey playoffs.
And this is going to be a key drive, whoever gets the ball. As we mentioned, Trenton has a huge offensive thrust. Their quarterback is number 22, Terrence Stokes, who has rushed for 548 yards this year. He has thrown for 450 yards, and that's, you see him in the middle, along with number 82, I believe. That is Marlon Yan. He's another captain. The running backs, led by Willie Dotson, number 21. He has 655 yards, rushing 11 touchdowns. James Taylor, number 30, 448 yards, 3 touchdowns. And Corey Washington, number 41, 307 yards, 4 touchdowns.
But Jim, I think it's safe to say not only is Trenton the biggest team East Brunswick's faced this year, it may be the best.
Well, this is what Marcus Borden said last week. They are the best team that East Brunswick will have faced this year, and that includes Cherokee. So by that statement alone, you have to feel that East Brunswick is the underdog in this contest. And we'll just have to see. It looks like Trenton is going to have the first opportunity to get the ball, and East Brunswick will be kicking off.
So East Brunswick will go on defense, and they're in the home green, Trenton in the white. East Brunswick will be moving left to right on your screen to start this first quarter.
And the wind is whipping around, and if the advantage should be to the Bears on this kickoff, and if Varick does anything close to what he's been doing during the season, this should go in the end zone.
We mentioned that it is a brisk autumn Thanksgiving weekend, and the wind coming from the open end of the stadium, that is where the scoreboard is, and it looks to be moving somewhat left to right across the field. That is toward the Trenton bench. Again, we'll see if that has any effect. Neither team is noted for having a strong pass offense, although as we mentioned in the pregame, East Brunswick can put the ball up when it has to.
Right, and I have a feeling that Borden has kept a large segment of his passing game under wraps for playoff situation. He was very conservative against Saraville, Madison Central, 2 wins against those teams, and you'd be surprised. Really, we do know that Neary can throw when given the opportunity, and he has excellent receivers.
Well, Trenton sends back Dotson 21 and Stokes 22 deep. They're the guys they want to handle the ball.
Right, and 41, Washington is a rather compact player. If you look at him, he looks like a fire plug on that side too.
So they have all their running backs in their whole backfield, offensive backfield, back to receive this kickoff.
Right, and I know Jim Varick, the player kicking off for the Bears, wants to get this ball as deep as he possibly can, perhaps into the end zone, so we'll have to watch.
All right, we're ready to go. Good crowd on hand at J. Doyle Field. Playoff, Central Jersey here at East Brunswick, and Varick will kick it off, and this game's underway. It's a short kick.
That is. That's Washington.
Washington, number 41, and he muddles his way across the 30, and that's where Trenton will have it.
Well, we'll have an opportunity to see this Trenton offense crank it into gear. Of course, East Brunswick's defense always led by Dixon and Zins, the ends, Gerbovac, Wolfscale at tackles, Jay Adocio at nose guard, and you got Pazinko and Kammer at 2 linebackers. Farnell Johnson, Tom Gehrman, Mike Pilato, and Brian Tenora are the deep backs.
All right, Stokes is the quarterback. They come out in an I formation. Taylor and Dotson in the backfield.
That's a pro set.
Long count by Stokes. And he's going to put it up in the air. Deep drop.
Well, he's way
He's got
deep.
a center screen. Caught. That was number 89, Sam Freeman, on the reception.
I thought he was going to go to the end zone on that one. It was a screen that really never developed for the game that it was intended to, because of the fact that Stokes was so obvious and that he was going to pass. And East Brunswick, disciplined that they are, kept their ground.
He picked up about 3. Let's call it 2nd and 7. The ball spotted right at the Trenton 35-yard line. 2 receivers to the left. Owens wide left. Stay in that I formation. They'll put a man in motion now. Stokes has it. He's still on his feet. Turns the corner and is tackled just short of the 40.
Let's see where they mark it.
Vernell Johnson on the tackle.
All right, he's going to be about 3 yards short, so he didn't get all that much out of that.
Faked into the center, and Stokes carried it out to the right side. Johnson on the tackle.
Be interesting to watch the line play, John, early on. See if Trenton's size is a difference. They haven't exploited the middle quite yet.
3rd and a long 2. Ball resting at the Trenton 38. Stokes hands off, and he's dropped right in the middle, and I believe that was Washington. He got nothing.
Right, Pazinko was the first man there. He was nailing him. And East Brunswick comes up big in their first 3rd down situation.
Oh, the East Brunswick defense prevails.
Nice stand, and if that's a preview of things to come, it could be good for East Brunswick. Let's see if the wind has anything to do with this.
All right, Pilato and Johnson back for the Bears, awaiting the punt.
That's Terry Peterson who's punting.
Peterson.
Real short.
Short off the side of his foot, and it goes out about the 40-yard line, so East Brunswick will have good field position.
Should be good for the Bears.
So East Brunswick will move on offense.
John, I was impressed with the East Brunswick defense on that drive right there. If Edison was going to prove its superiority, I think it would have shown in that first series, and the Bears came up really well. We'll have to see if that's going to be a trend.
Trenton, is that a Freudian slip?
my apologies.
All right, Neary brings him out. They've got 3 receivers to the right, including Yen. Neary is tackled before he could even get the seams of the ball.
Right, number 57 for Trenton.
Wise, Andre Wise.
And of course, the East Brunswick offensive line has been doing a great job all year, and they're going to have to shut down that.
Well, Borden comes out with a little surprise, but it didn't fool anyone, particularly Trenton. And a loss on the play will make it 2nd and 14. The ball at the East Brunswick 40. They go back to that wishbone formation. That's Nien. Nien will pick up his standard 3. Bring up 3rd down. 3rd and about 11.
And it's a passing situation for the Bears here. Obviously, we'll keep our eyes on Brian Tenora, number 1, R.J. Davis.
Davis wide right.
Along with Arminio, number 88, he's wide left.
Yen is the sole back. Long count by Neary. Little counter to Pilato, and Pilato's dropped right at the line of scrimmage.
Right, he had a little daylight in the middle, but it closed down quickly, tried to get to the outside, and he was tackled. So Trenton does its job.
So, 3 and out for Trenton and 3 and out for East Brunswick. And the Bears will be forced to punt.
Bob Varela is the punter for the Bears. He's been having a good year.
Dodson and Stokes are back deep. Bad snap.
And
He
Varela
gets it off. Good heads-up play. And the ball will be touched on the East Brunswick side of the 50. So Trenton will have good field position. Bad snap from center. And Varela did a good job, Jim.
Yes, he did. It was. It could have been a tragic situation if he decided to down it inside the 20. But as it was, he was able to get the kick off. And Trenton will have good field position, but they have to go 48 yards or 49 yards.
And the Tornadoes will have it 1st and 10 from the East Brunswick 49.
So that's the first miscue of the game.
Inside 8 minutes remaining here in the first quarter, no score. Stokes on a pitch. This is Dodson. Tries to get the outside, and a great tackle. I think that was Johnson, Varnell Johnson.
Varnell Johnson, the leading tackler for the Bears coming into the game. He utilized his speed and used the angle to cut down. And Varnell Johnson has 57 tackles coming into this game. Again, that leads East Brunswick.
Dodson picked up 2. We'll call it 2nd and 8. The ball at the East Brunswick 48. I formation again. Stokes drops the ball. It's loose, and it's recovered by, I think, Dodson in the backfield.
Oh, wow. It looks like East Brunswick had an opportunity to jump on that ball, but Varela didn't even know it was near him.
So it'll move Trenton back into a long 3rd down situation.
What happened is the Stokes fumbled it on the snap, and it looked like it was kicked by an East Brunswick player into the backfield.
Ball is now at the Trenton 45-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and about 15. Stokes will roll to his left. He's looking downfield. Dumps it, intercepted by Johnson.
And if Johnson can get around this man, he may go all the way.
Varnell Johnson on the interception brings it down to the Trenton 25.
I was looking at the tackling scheme for Trenton. If he had just gotten around one man, Varnell Johnson would have been off to the races. That's Varnell Johnson's 4th interception on the season, and this is the big one right here.
Big turnover, and East Brunswick has a great opportunity. 6:12 remaining in the quarter, no score. Davis to the right. Papadopoulos to the left. Here he looks, got some time. He's looking for Davis in the corner. He's got him. Touchdown, East Brunswick.
Boy, I tell you, we've seen that play before work a number of times, and we knew that Mark Neary could throw the ball and that R.J. Davis could catch it, and you see it right there. 2 big plays by East Brunswick.
25 yards, Neary to Davis.
Play coming, it looks like 6 minutes on the button. And extra points are going to be big here today, so Carnes is going to be trying to put it through. He's good on 20 of 24 this year.
Cairns, bad snap, ball set, flag is down, the kick is good. And we may have an offside by Trenton.
Let's watch here. This is big.
A procedure against East Brunswick.
That's a tough one. Carnes was able to put it through, and whew. Credit Bruce Ang, the holder, for being able to take that snap and put it down, but at the very least, it gives East Brunswick another opportunity to try it.
Good point, Jim. Ang did a great job in picking that ball off the ground and spotting it. So East Brunswick scores quickly on the turnover. Procedure moves them back on the extra point, so they'll try it again.
And as Phil had mentioned, in a number of instances, penalties have been a problem for the Bears this year. They've been averaging 7 per contest. And if that turns out to have caused a point to be lost, we'll watch this right here, that could be very, very important for the Bears.
All right, Ang's the holder. Low snap again. Cairns gets it up, and it's no good, wide to the right.
Okay, so
a missed opportunity on that penalty.
That is a tough one. It's a point that you can't get back. And Marcus Borden is mad. He is extremely irate on the sidelines, talking to his offensive line. They have to be disciplined. That's a point that they're not going to get back. And this could be very important in this type of game.
The Bears on top 6-0 with 6 minutes left in the quarter. First quarter here from J. Doyle Field. Packed house, Jim. I haven't seen a crowd like this in years.
Well, you have the combination of this being Thanksgiving weekend, so you have a lot of people home for the holiday, and they're still coming in. Trenton sides are also.
Yeah, Trenton has a nice showing.
Fairly full.
Big game here.
This is Varick, Jim Varick, the sophomore.
All right, Varick will kick it off. Stokes back deep. And he's got his whole backfield with him, as we said. Kick will be short. This will be Washington again, number 41. He'll field it at his 20. And taken down as he crosses the 30 to about the 32.
And I'm looking at the field. That might be Varnell Johnson down there. He got nailed. Let's see.
I believe you're right, Jim. I think it is Varnell.
And this is one player that East Brunswick can ill afford to lose. The reason being is he's the quickest on the team. And in order to counter Trenton, you have to utilize your speed. So let's just hope. If Johnson was holding his back.
It looks to be the small of his back from this angle. Phil Hostler out there.
Johnson literally just blew through, as he's been doing all year on special teams. He has been the most ferocious tackler for East Brunswick in many, many respects, especially in the open field situations. And hopefully he's going to be able to get up and it'll be all right. Yes, he is.
And that's a good sign for everyone.
That's a sigh of relief for the East Brunswick side. If Johnson, of course, will have to come out. But if there's been a player this year who has matured in these types of respects, it has been Johnson. He has just played with such reckless abandon.
All right, Trenton will have it, 1st and 10. Ball spotted at their own 32-yard line. Inside, that was Washington, had nowhere to go, quite honestly.
Exactly, the line closed up, and Varela was one of the first ones there, along with number 28, that was Tom Garriman.
They'll give Washington a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And let's see how long Johnson stays out of there.
Actually, I'm sorry, Washington lost a yard, so it'll be 2nd and 11. At the 31-yard line now, Trenton will have it. They stay in that I formation. Stokes, a little counter reverse here. That was Corey Stokes.
Exactly, and that play did not really develop as well. East Brunswick strung it out the way they should. Thought they were going to get a long gainer out of that one.
Looked like a lot was happening, but in fact they only picked up about 6 yards. So it'll bring up a 3rd and about, well, let's say almost 5. Ball just shy of the Tornadoes' 40-yard line. 4:50 left here in the first quarter. East Brunswick on top 6-0. Stokes, a quick pitch to Dotson. Dotson's got some running room. Breaks one tackle, gets to the outside. It's a foot race. There's no one left.
He's going to make it.
He's going to go all the way, Dotson.
And you see right there the problem with Varnell Johnson being out of there. They gave it their best shot. Adocio had to come over from the nose guard position to try to cut off the angle and weren't successful, and that's all they need.
61 yards goes Dotson.
And the Tornadoes are going to try to take the lead.
They can. East Brunswick missed the extra point, remember.
I believe this is Kennedy who will try for the extra point.
Peterson, Terry Peterson.
Excuse me, Terry Peterson.
And official timeout. 4:44 left in the first quarter. And as Jimmy said, Trenton can take the lead here. Kicking it into a win. Ball is placed, kick is straight up and through.
There's a flag, let's see what it is.
And I think we're gonna get a roughing the kicker.
Well, the officials are, the point was good, and the officials are talking it over, and I guess they're going to be able to be assessed 15 yards on the kickoff.
I think you're right, Jim. It is a personal foul. They roughed the kicker, and so East Brunswick will be penalized in the sense that Trenton will have the ball up close for the kickoff.
So the Tornadoes come right back, and that was an important drive for them. It was important that they get on the board. East Brunswick had the momentum.
We've got a game, Jim.
It's going to be a good one. Well, Johnson's back in there. That play in which Dotson scored, you could tell right away East Brunswick was caught short on the right side here. And all he had to do was get away from Adocio, and he was off to the races, and that's what happened.
All right, East Brunswick will have Johnson and Pilato back deep to receive the kickoff. And Trenton will be kicking off from the East Brunswick 45-yard line. So even with the wind, this kick should get close to the goal line.
Sure taking their time about it. I wonder if there's a delay game for kicking off.
Oliphant will kick it off. It's short.
Short.
This is going to be Davis. He drops the ball, picked up by, I think it was Pilato. I'm not sure who picked it up. That was Yen picked it up. So East Brunswick will have the ball deep in their own territory, spotted at the East Brunswick 16-yard line. And that's where we'll have a 1st and 10.
And I would think that the Bears will be a little bit more conservative here. I would think. This is not their classic wishbone.
Papalopoulos and Davis wide to the left. Neary to Nien.
And he drives for good
Nien
yards.
picks up about 5, close to it.
That's
and
been
Johnson
classic.
is coming off limping.
All right, his back is bothering him. You don't see it on the camera, but Varnell Johnson is in some discomfort on his back.
Nien picked up 6. We'll call it 2nd and 4. The ball just over the 20-yard line of East Brunswick. Neary, take it down the line. He'll pitch it back to, that's Barrick, number 29, and he's knocked out of bounds, so he got maybe to the line of scrimmage.
Well, they didn't call him out of bounds on that, but
so it'll bring up 3rd and 4, no gain on the play. Davis wide left. Neary will sprint to his left. He'll pitch it out to Pilato. Pilato's hit head on, and it'll be dropped for a loss.
right. See, the East Brunswick is trying to get outside on Trenton, and the Tornadoes have just too much speed. They were successful on the middle, and I'm not quite sure why they didn't continue.
Well, East Brunswick will be forced to punt.
Deep in their territory, so Trenton should get good field position here.
2:40 remaining here in the first quarter. 7-6 is our score. Trenton on top.
And the Bears definitely need a good center snap here.
Low snap again. Kick is away. Oh, it's a live ball. East Brunswick's got it. No.
Oh!
Pilato picks it up. East Brunswick's ball at the Trenton 35-yard line. Stokes tried to field it in the air, Jim.
I'm watching all the antics that are going on here. There was about 3 or 4 players that tried to grab it. And wow, there's another break. And credit Varick with a beautiful line drive punt.
Stokes tried to field the line drive off his hands. Several East Brunswick players touched it, and Pilato finally fell on it.
Boy, that's a big break for the Bears.
East Brunswick has it, 1st and 10 from the Trenton 25. Pilato up the middle. First down, and that could be a late hit.
They're not going to call it. And that was also...
But you're right, Jim. Trenton seems to be vulnerable up the middle.
Right, Stokes, they're taking him out of the game now. They're well advised to do that. He's too emotional. He realized he made a miscue, and whoo! It's a first down for the Bears, John.
1st and 10, East Brunswick. Wishbone formation. Chin Yen gets to the line of scrimmage, and that'll be it. He tried to get outside. That's not where he belongs.
No, he's best going north-south, cutting it up.
They'll give him a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9. Ball spotted at the Trenton 23. 1:13 remaining here in the first quarter. East Brunswick trailing 7-6. Great opportunity here. Neary looks. He's got some time. Rolls to his left. Thrown in the corner of the end zone. And intercepted.
And he's going to take it out.
And knocked out of bounds at about the 2-yard line.
Well, that stops the drive right there. Mark never should have put it up in the air. There was
looking
really
for
nobody
Arminio.
developed. Yeah, nobody was open. He just sort of threw it up in the air. The wind got a hold of it. And the defensive player, Robert Williams, is the one that picked that off.
Trenton will have it on their own 2-yard line.
Right, and again, a mental mistake by the Tornadoes. He never should have run it out. There is a lot of emotion being played in this game, and the players need to settle down. East Brunswick, of course, has the task of having to stop Trenton deep in their own territory.
All right, the Tornadoes, 1st and 10 from their own 2. Stokes gives it to Dotson, and Dotson gets maybe a yard.
I think Kale was one of the first ones in there for East Brunswick, Jim Kale. And we have, what, a timeout here? Trenton calls timeout.
You're right. Timeout Trenton with 43 seconds remaining in the quarter.
Well, a couple of things here. It may be that they feel that they have the wind advantage. I'm not so sure. It's a swirling wind is what it is. The wind is going north, south. Right, yeah, we're pointing to the field. Farnell Johnson is being taken off the field in the cart by Phil Hostler, and that's not a good sight at this point. I think the Bears definitely needed Johnson to maintain some of their offensive output.
Trenton takes their whole team to the sideline for the timeout.
Which has been a trend in high school football in the last, certainly this season. It's allowed, and rather than a coach come over to the sideline, to the middle of the field, they'll come over to the sidelines.
So when we resume play, Trenton will have it 2nd and about 9 from their 3-yard line. 43 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. 7-6 is our score. Tornadoes on top. East Brunswick lost the extra point on a penalty, in effect.
Again, it's critically important at this juncture of the game for East Brunswick to force Trenton into a punting situation.
Trenton stays in that I formation. Stokes gives it to Dotson again. Dotson not able to penetrate. pick up a couple, but it'll bring up third and about 5.
Well, he got a few, but it does not look like Trenton is going to try anything fancy here. We'll wait. I don't know if they're going to get this play off.
Down to 15 seconds. And they may want to have that wind at their back to some degree.
Well, again, I don't know what win there is.
And that should do it for the half. They'll get the play off, however. Stokes keeps it, gets to the outside.
Oh, he's gone.
And there's no one. It's a foot race, and there's not going to be anyone to catch him. Stokes is going to go 97 yards. And no flags. Can you believe that, Jim?
Well, I actually thought that the quarter was over. Oh, just a devastating play at this point. And shades, I have to say, of 1984.
I'm thinking the same thing, George Booth.
This is at the end of the first quarter, but that is patented Trenton football.
You know, Jim, I thought I saw, and certainly this is not an excuse, but the East Brunswick defense relax or stop almost when they heard the signal or the siren to end the quarter.
Yeah.
But it's on the board. It's now 13-6, Trenton. Peterson, and straight as an arrow to make it 14-6.
And East Brunswick now is going to have to gather up all that it has in the way of gumption and try to come back. They're not used to being in a situation in which they're behind. And quite frankly, they're not a type of offense that plays the type of catch-up football. And they're walking off the field, and they really just need to shake all the cobwebs off.
There's a lot of football left to be played.
Yeah.
And don't forget, there is two-point conversion in high school, so they can tie this game.
I get the feeling this is not the last of the scoring that we're going to see today.
So they'll change sides of the field for the quarter. As Stokes goes 97 yards.
Those are backbreakers. Crowd is rather quiet now.
As well you might expect.
Okay, looks like Davis is deep along with Pilato. Johnson, of course, is not back.
Oliphant will kick it off for Trenton. Jim, I hate to say this, but this may be an important drive for East Brunswick, or offensive series.
I thought that East Brunswick really needed to hold Trenton on that last possession right there, force them to punt, because as you can see now, they're down by more than one touchdown, 14-6. Let's just see how much of a factor this wind is.
Oliphant gets it off. Fielded at the 20-yard line.
Looks like
and
Tenora.
That was Tenora.
Yeah.
And he'll bring it up to about the 33, and that's where East Brunswick will have it. As they start this second quarter, Bears trailing 14-6.
All right, let's see who takes
All right,
Johnson's
Neary
place.
will send Davis and Papalopoulos wide left.
That's Jim Farrick in the background for Farnell Johnson.
And that is Pilato with the carry. Crosses the 35.
Well, he got a few.
He'll pick up about 3. Call it 2nd and 7.
I don't think Borden is in any way, shape, or form panicking in this such situation. I think, you know, he feels that being down by 8 points, he can afford to take his time. I think the major concern now is can East Brunswick's defense stop Trenton?
Neary needs a little help with his equipment.
That's Pilato.
I'm sorry, Pilato. Gonchar will come in for Pilato. Davis wide left. Gonchar in the slot to the right. That's Gonchar in motion. Neary will keep it. He'll pitch it to Gonchar. Missed block there.
Well, actually, Varick was out there, but he really couldn't afford to throw the blocker. He would have been accused for clipping. And a little bit of discipline on his part, actually.
So it'll bring up third down for East Brunswick.
Neary was hit on that one, by the way.
Third and about 7. See if East Brunswick will put it up in the air.
You have to think they're passing. They're not in the wishbone.
That's Nguyen, and he gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. And East Brunswick will have to punt.
Right. Gordon tried to trick Trenton into thinking he was going to throw in that formation. So it looks like a punting situation for the Bears.
Clock running, 10 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. J. Doyle Field, first round of the Central Jersey Group 4 playoffs. Bears trailing 14-6. Varick to do the punting. Stokes and Dotson are back deep. Good punt. Stokes will let it go, and it'll roll down to the 16-yard line, and that's where Trenton will have it.
Another nice kick.
So, Jim, 2 big offensive plays really have been the scoring for Trenton.
Absolutely, and 2 of their top backs, Dotson, going 61 yards to score first for Trenton at 4:44 the first period. That made it 7-6 after East Brunswick had scored first on a 25-yard pass play from Mark Neary to R.J. Davis. But then on a 3rd and 3 situation from their 5-yard line, Stokes rambles all the way for a touchdown. And that's it, 14-6.
Trenton starts it off here, and Kammerer, I believe, jumps offside.
Yes, he did. Again, East Brunswick needs to be disciplined. That's their 3rd penalty. And you got to keep them. You can't give them any advantage. Trenton has already shown that it can move the ball, and now to give them a 1st and 5.
So the ball moved to the 20-yard line. And it is 1st and 5 for the Tornadoes. Stokes gives it to Washington. He's the fire plug.
And I thought the ball was loose for a second, but apparently Washington held on to it. He didn't get much.
Bring up a 2nd down. And they'll mark it right at the line of scrimmage. So
Washington is 5'9", 235.
Second and 5 for the Tornadoes. 8:38 remaining in the quarter. Dotson right up the middle. Maybe picks up a yard or 2.
Yeah, it appeared as though he was going to try to move outside on that pitch, but thought he saw an opening, came through, and got maybe a half yard.
So it brings up a 3rd down for the Tornadoes. 3rd and let's call it 4. Ball at about the 22-yard line, let's call it, of Trenton. Fans trying to motivate the East Brunswick defense on this 3rd down play.
This is an important play.
There's movement, and it's finally called. The lineman for Trenton.
Well, Kammerer was pointing
flinch.
to the player. Let's see now.
Should be procedure against Trenton.
Are they going to call this on Scott Kammerer?
No, it's against Trenton.
Okay, I saw the official talking to Scott.
Because he's the captain.
He pointed.
So that'll move him back 5. And it'll be 3rd and about 9. Ball now at the Trenton 16.
And the Bears cannot relax on this, as we've seen thus far. These 3rd down situations don't mean a hill of beans as far as Trenton, as far as how far they need to get.
All right, Stokes brings him out. He's going to sprint with it. He's got that option. Steps up,
There's
dropped and a flag, and I think we may have a hold against the Trenton. Which I think East Brunswick would decline, Jim.
Well, Trenton is the team that's clapping. Let's see what we got here. It's
A personal foul against East Brunswick.
What a
that
tragic mistake.
That breaks their back.
Why a personal foul in a situation like that, I'll never know. And that gives Trenton a big first down. They were going to be punting there. And it's just called a personal foul.
That gives Trenton new life. 7:15 left.
I'll tell you what a big penalty in that situation. And that's the 4th penalty for the Bears.
So 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. That Stokes keeps it, picks up a couple.
Gehrman was the first one there.
We'll call it 2nd and 8.
As you can see, Trenton is not willing to throw the ball. The only time they put it in the air, it was intercepted. I'll check that. The first play was a draw, a screen pass that worked right. Still in all, it doesn't look like to be part of their offense.
All right, 2nd and 8 from the 37. Stokes pitches to Dotson. Sweep to the left.
Nice
and
play.
A great play by Varela, number 26.
He penetrated nicely.
And that's what you want from your defensive backs, to come up on that run. So it'll be 3rd and 10.
I don't know one of these 3rd and long.
Lost 2 yards on the play.
That was really an excellent play by Varela. I thought that, their runner was going to get some big yardage out of that, but Varela stripped the block.
All right, Trenton sends a man wide to the right.
It's an option pass.
Pitch, and incomplete. The option, Corey Stokes tried to put it up, but he had nowhere to throw it, quite honestly.
Yeah, you can tell that Trenton is very uncomfortable in any type of passing situation. It's not a normal part of their offense, and even though that was in their repertoire.
So the East Brunswick defense, despite the penalty, does their job. And East Brunswick will get it back on the punt. Tenora and Pilato back.
I got to tell you, that was very important, too.
High snap. And the kick is off. Pilato feels it, and whoa, as he was going down.
Well, I tell you what, that's the 2nd time. Of course, Trenton fumbled on that punt, and there is the wind down there, and I think the players are having trouble sort of fielding it. Pilato actually slipped trying to back up.
Well, it did rain last night, Jim, quite heavily, so the field is wet. And at this time of year, there's very little grass left on it. But East Brunswick will have it. 1st and 10 from their own 36. They trail 14-6 with about 5.5 minutes left in this quarter. Right up the middle goes Pilato. And they'll whistle him down.
I don't know why. He really wasn't stopped. Well, you see Johnson returning to the playing field. I think he was in there for a tape job. And give him credit for giving it a try. He probably is in some discomfort with his back, but he wants to play, and that's an emotional lift, if anything.
2nd and 9 from the 38 for the Bears. Neary has Davis to the left. Yen in the backfield. Gonchar goes in motion. Little counter to Pilato. Nowhere to go.
Well, the crowd's getting a little restless now. They're yelling for their East Brunswick to throw. It's not part of their offense. Only in special circumstances.
So it'll bring up 3rd and 9. 4:35 left before halftime.
Well,
Davis wide to the right. Neary's looking. He throws. He's got Tenora. Tenora drops the ball. Pass was a little high, and he was looking into the sun. So East Brunswick will be forced to turn the ball over to Trenton.
Okay. Varela's going to need a good punt here. He's been punting well. It's one of the good spots for East Brunswick today. Their special teams play.
Low snap. Varela feels it easily. Gets the ball away. And Trenton will let it come to a rest at about their own 31-yard line. So with 4:16, Trenton will take over. They lead 14-6.
And the East Brunswick defense has been on the field for a good part of the game. And one has to wonder, as this game moves on, how long they can keep this up. As we have mentioned, Johnson has returned to the field, and Phil Hostler, the trainer, is talking to him. And as we noted already in Trenton's drives, it's important for Johnson to be in there defensively as well.
Trenton will have it 1st and 10 from their own 32. Stokes keeps it, and he's going to be dropped right there. That's Zinn's number 92 on the tackle.
Defensively, East Brunswick has regained its poise. And that's a loss of about 3 yards. And here comes Varnell Johnson. You hear the crowd applauding.
Johnson, number 19, re-enters the game. And as Jimmy said, he represents East Brunswick speed in that backfield.
In both situations on those long runs by Trenton, I have to think that maybe Johnson would have been able to catch Dodson and Stokes.
A loss of 3, it'll be 2nd and 13. The ball back now at the 28-yard line of Trenton. This is Dodson.
They're going to string it out.
He's trying to get outside. There's nowhere to go.
Great play by Steve Zins. Great play.
Zins just held his man. That's all he needed to do until support came.
Give it credit to Kammerer and Jay Adocio for also getting over there. The whole defensive unit was responsible for that play, really.
Great movement toward the ball. No doubt about East Brunswick's defense.
And clock's going to be a factor here. There's 3:09 left in the second period, John, and East Brunswick wanted to get that player out of bounds, stop the clock, so they can get another opportunity.
Trenton facing a long 3rd down, 3rd and 13. Ball at their own 29. 2 receivers to the right. They'll put Dodson in motion. First time we've seen that today. Stokes will keep it. He's going to look. He's looking for Dodson, who's by himself, and he drops the ball.
A little bit of confusion right there. Stokes was in motion, and Pazinko was undecided as to whether or not he should cover him. And when he made the decision, he was already out there, Willie Dodson, I should say. Fortunate for East Brunswick that he did drop the ball. And so the Bears will get another opportunity.
So the Bears will, defense has met every challenge, Jim, in this quarter particularly.
All right, let's watch this play right here.
Tenora and Pilato back deep.
And this punter has had a lot of trouble getting the ball off.
Peterson, good kick. Pilato, fair catch at the 42. East Brunswick will have good field position.
A little better than the last drive. But I've been watching Peterson getting off those punts, and he sure takes his time. And we'll watch that. It could prove to be an important factor later in the game.
Jim, I can't help but be pleased with the size of this crowd for East Brunswick and being vocal as well. That's something we haven't seen too much.
Well, this is this is the state playoffs. There's really no reason not to be vocal.
All right, from the 41, Neary will give it to Nien. Nien puts his head down, and he'll pick up 3, maybe 4.
Oh, maybe 5. That's his patented run right there. You're right, he's got 4 yards. And the clock is running, 2:40. I think East Brunswick has 3 timeouts remaining.
They have all their timeouts. Trenton used 1, so they'll have 2 left. Something here to get on the board, even a field goal. It's been a great game thus far. Neary looks, puts it up. He's got Davis on the right side. Davis got the first down and he gets out of bounds.
And
they're saying he's in. The clock is running.
Yeah. Well, there's still a lot of time. There's still over 2 minutes left. There's not a reason to panic quite yet. But,
well, they'll stop the clock to move the chains.
Okay. But most important for East Brunswick, it's a first down. And they're inside Trenton territory.
Papalopoulos comes to the left, Davis to the right. Yen is the sole back. Gonchar and Pilato in wing positions. Low counter to Pilato. Tries to sneak inside. He'll get close to the Trenton 40. It'll bring up second down.
We are under 2 minutes now. Here comes Johnson. And keep your eyes on him. He might be flanked. You can see a passing situation here for the Bears. And he is.
1:40 left before halftime. Neary looks. Davis.
It's
and
incomplete.
I believe the ball was bounced before it got to Davis. So that'll stop the clock, bring up a third down, 3rd and 10.
Let's see, 3rd and about 7 yards, right, John?
I'm sorry, 3rd and 7, right. .134 showing on the clock.
Okay,
Third
Davis,
down here for East Brunswick.
Davis has single coverage on the right side.
Neary looks to his left, a little screen out to Davis. To Johnson, but a little high.
And 4th down. I think East Brunswick should call it. Are they going to punt?
I believe so, Jim.
Well, I thought they would go for it here, but apparently Borden electing to be conservative. It is only the first half. And I'll tell you what, the way this Trenton has been having trouble on these punts may not be a bad move, really.
Well, see if Varela can get it up in the air. Give his team time to get under it. Good snap this time. And he gets a great kickoff.
And there's the wow.
Dropped by Dotson. Still on his feet.
Boy, how is he able to get out of there? There's
and a flag. And I think we're going to have a blocking below the waist against Trenton. Great kick by Varela.
All right, now let's see. This brings up an interesting situation. East Brunswick has 3 timeouts remaining. And if this ball is going to be backed up to the shadow of Trenton's end zone, I don't think the Tornadoes want to be flamboyant here in their offense. East Brunswick could well get the ball back.
If they use their timeouts wisely, Jim, you're right. And they could have good field position.
Well, the fact remains they have to stop the Tornadoes on the ground here. And there you have it. Boy, I'll tell you what, East Brunswick special teams have been doing a job all season long, and they are what have kept East Brunswick in this game so far.
Well, the penalty against Trent moves the ball back to their own 9-yard line, 1:12. Clock is running.
And I'm surprised the Tornadoes didn't take more time.
Stokes gives it to Dotson.
Okay, you'll see a timeout
see
here.
If East Brunswick takes a timeout.
Let's see. Nobody's called one yet.
And now finally they call a timeout.
Well, heck, 5 seconds went by before that timeout was called.
53 seconds showing on the clock.
Well, you know, you may not think 5 seconds is a lot, but it could mean a lot when there's only 5 seconds left in the half. You have to think that Trenton is not going to do any passing here. They have not shown that they can pass the ball one iota.
Quite honestly, they don't need to. They're in the lead, 14-6.
Right.
53 seconds remaining. East Brunswick takes their first timeout. And as Jimmy mentioned, if the defense can shut them down here, they will use all their timeouts to get that ball back.
I think all they want to do at this point is try to force Trenton to punt. We already mentioned that Peterson is not the most comfortable looking punter we've seen. He does take a lot of time, and the Bears have a great rush to begin with.
All right, play will resume. It'll be 2nd and 7 for Trenton. Ball spotted at their own 13. Clock will start with the snap. That's Washington. He'll get close to the 15.
They got to call timeout.
And East Brunswick will take their second timeout, which will bring up a third down and about 5 for Trenton.
And Trenton coach Harold Beatty will walk onto the field and use all the time that's allotted. And a big third down situation for East Brunswick. John, even if the Bears do not score, I think it's important to mention that they've regained their poise. I think they could have just gone to pieces after those 2 long runs.
Especially that last one at right at the siren for the end of the first quarter.
And with the score of 14-6, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, Jim, we talked to, there is the 2-point conversion, so a touchdown, 2 points, and we're tied.
And if it's tied in state playoffs, you continue to play.
46 seconds remaining on the clock. 3rd and 5 for Trenton. This is a big down. East Brunswick wants one more shot at it before the end of the half. They've got that wishbone offense in now for Trenton. That's Washington. No, Stokes keeps it. Can he get to the outside? He does. Here we go. Stokes still on his feet.
Oh, good Lord. Well, looks like Barrick's going to catch it this time.
Is the only one, and he pulls him down.
Boy,
at about the 12-yard line with 30 seconds showing.
I'll tell you what, East Brunswick has been burned 3 times by these long gainers. And you just got to wonder what it takes to stop these guys. Fortunately for Jim Varick and East Brunswick, they were able to catch Willie Dotson that time. And now East Brunswick's primary concern is keeping Trenton out of the end zone. And now the Tornadoes have 2 timeouts left, so they can stop the clock themselves. Well, let's see. The clock is stopped.
Clock is stopped with 30 seconds.
And the question is, who called the timeout?
No, he went out of bounds.
Oh, did he go out of bounds?
He was tackled out of bounds.
Okay. Well, then the coaches should not be on the field. Okay, we just got verification. Trenton was the team that called timeout, so they have 1 remaining. And 30 seconds left, John. And what's really disheartening about that play is that whatever momentum East Brunswick had going into the halftime, they may have lost it on that play.
Well, the key here, Jim, is to keep them out of that end zone with 30 seconds left.
They really have to.
I mean, that may be a lift in and of itself if they can do that. The ball is spotted at the East Brunswick 13-yard line.
3 long running plays for Trenton has really brought up their offensive statistics.
Trenton will have it 1st and 10. They can get a first down without scoring. From the 13, here we go. 30 seconds remain in the game. I mean, in the half. Stokes, he'll keep it, and he's going to be dropped for a loss.
Big play.
Timeout, Trenton.
Gorilla again, and Pazinko. And the clock is running? No, it stopped.
Timeout, Trenton.
And that should be the Tornadoes' last timeout of the half. And as they've been doing before, the whole team comes over to the side. So you would think, well, I'm not going to venture anything here now. And looks like Johnson has been taken off again. Well, give him credit for really trying. Looks like we're not going to see him for the rest of the afternoon. That back is just bothering him too much. And Farnell Johnson's injury occurred after East Brunswick scored the touchdown, and he came down on the kickoff, ensuing kickoff, collided with a Trenton player. I saw the hit. It was really violent. And he wrenched his back. And you know how painful those injuries can be.
All right, 2nd and 16 for Trenton. Ball now at the East Brunswick 19. 23 seconds remaining before halftime. Trenton on top, 14-6. Stokes looking in the corner. He's got a man. A flag is going to be called, and they're going to call a penalty on Varick.
Well, 2 flags came.
We think it's on Varick. We may be a little premature here.
Now, if it is a penalty, it's a 15-yarder, and from that juncture, it'll be half the distance. So I don't, and is it an automatic first down is the question.
The interference will bring the ball to the 10-yard line.
And it is a first down.
So it's 1st and goal for Trenton with 18 seconds.
And essentially, the Tornadoes are back where they started, save a couple of yards. So here we go.
2 receivers wide right for Trenton. Pitch to Dotson. He's got some running room. He'll get inside the 5.
And I don't think they're going to, unless they can get another play off, that might be it. Let's see.
They're hustling. Clock down to 7 seconds.
I don't think they're going to get it off.
That should do it. And there's movement. That'll do it.
Okay, yeah.
Unless they call it on the defense.
I don't think they can, really. Trenton was moving.
Procedure against Trenton. That'll do it. The first half is over.
All right, really?
14-6, Jim. Everything we thought.
Well, it was everything we thought in the sense that Trenton is a big play offense. East Brunswick can burn 3 times. Fortunately, on this last one, though, they're able to dodge a bullet, and I think what they're going to do is just pick themselves up, take a look at the scoreboard. It's 14-6, and see what they can do in the second half.
A lot of football left as the Bears go into the locker room at half, trailing 14-6, and we'll be back with second half action in just a moment. All right, Jim, we're getting ready for the second half. The Bears trail 14-6. They'll receive, though, and they'll be moving left to right on the screen, and they'll have whatever wind there is, as we talked about, at their back.
Yeah, the wind is somewhat diminished. It doesn't seem to be too much of a factor at this point, but you never know what it's like on the field.
You expect anything different from the Bears?
Well, they have done a credible job, except for those three long runs by Trenton in shutting down Trenton's offense. Yet, aside from that quick score, the Bears have not been able to do anything themselves. And I think, they haven't been successful with what they're doing so far. So it looks like the Bears are going to have to see what they can do to generate an offense of their own.
All right, Oliphant will kick it off for Trenton. Short kick. Davis will field it at his 18-yard line. And Davis will cross the 30 to about the 32. And the Bears will start this third quarter on offense.
Thought Davis had a little bit of a seam here on the near side, but he elected to go in the middle. And give the Tornadoes defense credit. They have done a very, very nice job in stopping East Brunswick's offense, which has been very potent this year, certainly dependable, and they haven't been able to do anything.
I would expect to see a little more passing from East Brunswick, just open it up a little bit. We'll see. That's Nyan right up the middle. And first down, East Brunswick, close to midfield.
John, I think with the score 14-6, and we're just beginning the second half, East Brunswick has gotten to where it's at this year on its ground game. I don't think there's any reason to put it in the air, at least until they determine that Trenton is able to stop them on the ground. And you see from that first play that they couldn't bring it.
First and 10 for the Bears at their own 48. Neary to Nyan again. And he'll get to the line of scrimmage, and that'll be it.
Washington, the linebacker, was the first one there to hit Nyan.
It's been a good game, exciting game. Bears looking to get close to tying this game up. Neary will drop, he look.
He's got some room to run, perhaps.
Oh, hey, he throws it right in the hands of a linebacker for Trenton.
It's an interception. Wow, I don't know where Mark was thinking on that play.
He threw it to number 53, and that's Enrico Smalley.
Ball wasn't even near a receiver. All right, Gordon is talking to his quarterback on the sidelines, trying to calm him down. Of more immediate urgency here is the fact that Trenton has the ball in East Brunswick's territory, and they got to stop him.
Ball now on East Brunswick 47. Trenton will go on offense. Stokes, little stutter. He's going to throw it over the middle. He's got a man. That's number 12. That's Williams.
I believe that's the second completion that Trenton has accomplished this game. The first one was that screen pass to open up the contest.
Williams short of the first down. He picked up about 9. It'll be 2nd and 1. And so Trenton comes out throwing.
Varela almost got to Stokes on that play. And believe it or not, Farnell Johnson is suited up again on the sidelines. We thought we saw the last of him.
2nd and 1 from the 38. Stokes looking to throw it again. He does. Dumps it over to Dotson. Dotson has the first down.
Really nice play by Terrence Stokes. He was almost going to be tackled, but he lodged a pass right over top of the defender's hands. And Trenton gets a first down.
Ball will be just shy of the East Brunswick 30. So a turnover, and Trenton's on the move. Interception of a Neary pass. They'll send 2 receivers to the left. They'll stay in the I formation. Inside goes number 30. That's James Taylor.
Haven't seen too much of him, but he made his presence known on that play. That's another first down.
And you can see what the little passing game does to that offense, opens up that running game.
All right, Bears have to tighten up here.
And it's a first down for the Tornadoes. First possession of the second half, and they're on the move. They're leading 14-6. Ball at the East Brunswick 20. Stokes. Inside to Dotson.
He stopped that time.
Bring up 2nd and 10.
And that big Trenton line, trying to get some room for these scat bats.
Ball sit right on the East Brunswick 20. 2nd and 10, 2 receivers to the left. Stokes still has it. He'll take it as he gets close to the 15. Pickup of about 4. Bring up 3rd down, 3rd and about 6.
Needless to say, this is another key play. I think Trenton's just a little too far out to even attempt a field goal, not that they have a kicking game.
Stay in that basic formation. Stokes will keep a low reverse. Ball is on the ground. And it's taken, I believe, by East Brunswick. Or they're going to say he's down.
Well, wherever it is, it's a 4th down at that point.
So,
and I believe that the Tornadoes will go for it on this, even though it's a 4th down. And
22 is the ball spotted on the 22, so a loss of about 6 yards.
And you got to be wary of the passing situation. Stokes was able to connect with Williams on that last one.
2 receivers to the right. Stokes looking. He's going to throw it deep. He's got a man, and it's caught right at about the 1-yard line.
Wow. Boy, Varick was just turned around on that play.
Never saw it coming.
He never did. He was so occupied in trying to stay with the receiver.
And Jim, this has been a big play offense for Trenton today.
Well, they came through on that one. And now with the 1st down and that huge line, you got to think that unless Trenton makes a critical mistake here, they're going to notch 7 on this one.
1st and goal. There goes Washington standing up to make it 20-6 now, Trenton.
And the big play, of course, that 4th and 12 pass reception.
Actually, it all started with an interception.
It sure did. Now the Bears are in a deep hole, down 20-6, and Trenton looking to go up by 21-6.
And official timeout. So one thing I'm sure East Brunswick didn't want was to have Trenton come march down the field to start this 3rd quarter, and that's exactly what they did on the turnover. Stokes will put it down. The kick is up and good. And it's 21-6, Trenton. Peterson with the extra point.
And the problem that's presented for East Brunswick is that whereas they were down by conceivably 1 touchdown, now they're down by 2 scores. And they really have to get out of that offense that they were in.
It certainly changes the whole complexion of the game for East Brunswick. We'll see what they do when they get this kickoff.
I believe there's, what, 6:50 left in the 3rd period? Okay.
Taylor with the 1-yard plunge. Makes it 21-6. Varick and Tenora back deep for the Bears. Alifant with the kick. It's high. This is Varick. You'll feel it at a 15-yard line. And he's got nowhere to go.
And Trenton's fired up now. I think they can feel it.
They smell it, Jim.
And East Brunswick has to be very wary here of not letting down. As it is, they're within striking distance here, but Trenton is gaining confidence as they come on defense.
Neary and Kammerer are coming into the offensive huddle. 6:34 left here in the third quarter. The Bears down 21-6. Neary gives it to Nien.
And I tell you what, you just can't underestimate how much losing Varnell Johnson means to East Brunswick's offense and defense.
Maybe more defensively. Nien picks up about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. The ball at the East Brunswick 17. Neary goes down the line, pitches back to Varick. Varick tries to get outside, can't do it.
And the crowd is calling for a penalty. I have to tell you, Trenton really nailed him out of bounds.
Bring up a 3rd down. No gain on the play.
Bears got to get this play off. They've been taking some time here.
Third and 7 from the 17. Neary looking to his left, throws. He's got his man, Papadopoulos.
I think he's got the first down.
And you're right, Jim. It'll be first down for East Brunswick.
They needed that, obviously.
Well, they need a good drive here, a scoring drive to lift that confidence. A lot of time left in the game. 5:28 left here in the third quarter. Neary to Pilato.
Give Pilato a lot of credit here. He's not one of the biggest back in the world, but he keeps on plugging away. It's just that Trenton's size is just pushing him back. He's bouncing off people.
He picks up 2. We'll call it 2nd and 8 from the 26 when East Brunswick comes over the ball.
See Johnson sort of running on the sidelines.
Neary looks, throws to Tenora. Tenora can't hold on to it. Good try. He was hit just as the ball was coming to him. An incomplete pass will make it 3rd down.
I'll tell you what makes Trenton's defense doubly tough in this situation is that the speed that they have on offense is also evident defensively in the secondary. And as a result, East Brunswick can't take advantage of long passing situations.
3rd and 7 for the Bears. Neary looking, throws over the middle, overhead of Davis, who was cutting inside.
And they're gonna have to punt.
And East Brunswick will be forced to turn it back over.
The same consistency that has been evident all season long just isn't there today. And you got to credit Trenton for being the reason for that.
Good punt by Varela. That's over the head of Trenton.
Right.
Stokes will pick it up at about the
don't give him any room.
18-yard line.
He has some room on that side.
Look at this. My God, he brought it across back into East Brunswick territory. There should be a flag down, I believe.
Well, I think they're going to call a clip. But boy, I'll tell you what.
I mean, that was Dotson, rather. Willie Dotson.
you know, just give those backs some room, and they are off to the races.
Clip against Trenton will be the call. Now move him back, but
you know, East Brunswick has had such an outstanding defense this year. If there was one area where there was a little bit of concern, it was in the ability of a fast back to break open a big play, and I guess that's what we've seen today, John.
Well, I think quite honestly, Jim, in the GMC this year, there hasn't been a team with the overall speed that this Trenton team has.
Not even close to it, really.
So Trenton will have it after the penalty. It'll be 1st and 10, the ball at the East Brunswick 27-yard line. 4:08 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Tornadoes on top, 21-6.
And Bears need a turnover here.
Stokes comes down the line, keeps it, steps up, and picks up maybe a yard.
He was racked that time.
Well, Trenton has not been able to run up the middle against East Brunswick. All their scoring and yardage has really been on the outside.
All they need is a little bit of daylight.
This call, they give Stokes 2 yards. Official timeout. It'll be 2nd and 8 when Trenton comes up over the ball. And clock will start up again.
Of course, the Tornadoes can afford to take as much time as they need.
Clock down to 3:05.
Oh, look at Washington.
Washington right up the middle.
Wow.
And he's a Hulk. Washington into East Brunswick territory, 1st down.
Ran over Gehrman that time. 235 pounds. And you saw every bit of it rumbling that time.
Good call there by Trenton. Taylor's a load, as you saw. Brings the ball down to the East Brunswick 48-yard line. I mean, Washington, sorry. 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes. This is Dotson. He's dropped. He'll lose about 3. Bring up 2nd and about 13.
A familiar situation for the Bear defense. Yet Trenton has been able to punch through that big play.
Stokes pitches to Dotson, looking for some room. He's trapped, and he'll drop down and lose some more yardage.
Bears defended that very well. Of course, you can't. I think after those runs that Dotson is taken off on, I think the Bears have paid special attention to him.
Docio making a good play for East Brunswick, forcing Dotson really to drop to his knees.
Yeah, he saw about 5 defenders converge on him and did the best thing, and that's drop to the ground.
1 minute left here in the 3rd quarter, a quick 3rd quarter. 3rd and 15 for the Tornadoes of Trenton. Crowd chanting defense, and a delay of game will move them back 5 more.
Well, they've been paying particular attention to the clock and utilizing all the time that's allotted to them.
Crowd getting into it for East Brunswick.
It's a 3rd and 20, John?
3rd and 20 from the 42-yard line of Trenton. Stokes rolls to his right. He's being pressured. He's going to be dropped, and they're going to call it an incomplete pass. And so East Brunswick will get the ball.
Well, the defense did its job that time. And again, Peterson is not. You can see East Brunswick setting up now.
High snap over Peterson's head. He picks it up. He's down right there. That'll be East Brunswick ball at the 11-yard line. And a big break for the Bears.
Yeah, that's the break that the Bears needed. A poor center snaps, and I thought that maybe Peterson was going to try to get it off.
East Brunswick has some life with 33 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
Well, their major objective right now is to get the ball into the end zone and worry about that other score in the 4th quarter, but they got to get it in now.
Crowd has come alive. East Brunswick puts 4 receivers to the left.
This is the version of the trips.
Neary to Johnson, who's in. Johnson inside the 10.
And let's see, the clock is running.
Plenty of time, plenty of time. They've got a whole quarter yet.
Boy, Johnson giving it his best shot. Okay, give that player a lot of credit. I thought he was going to be out at least 2 times, yet he's come in. I know he's hurting right now.
And that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter, and East Brunswick on the move. They'll have it 2nd down, 2nd and about 6 when play resumes, and the crowd's on its feet here on the East Brunswick side. 21-6 is our score.
And Johnson, I just keep my eyes on him as he's right around midfield right now, and you could hardly, I mean, he's walking very gingerly, and I think the Bears could best utilize him by, you know, keeping him in for one play. Spot playing, yeah, really. Well, they're going to have a couple of shots here to get this ball in.
Ball's going to be spotted at the 8-yard line. East Brunswick will have it. It'll be 2nd and about, well, let's say 7. East Brunswick can pick up the first without scoring.
And that may be an important point in this drive. They have to get to the, looks to me, about the 2.5-yard line before they get a first down, and that allows them perhaps the opportunity of utilizing their strong running game. We'll have to see.
Well, here we go, the last 12 minutes of this game. It's been an exciting game. Trenton is on top, 21-6. But East Brunswick's knocking at the door. They'll have the ball 2nd down at the 8-yard line of Trenton. Crowd cheering on the team. Davis is to the left. Johnson to the right, Plato in the slot right. Yen goes in motion right. Neary will roll. He throws it to Yen. Yen will step up, and he's nailed. And picks up maybe a yard.
Good play by Trenton's defense there. Boy, I have to tell you, John, I had the glasses on that play. There was all kinds of room up the middle. If Neary had wanted to call a quarterback sneak, he really could have waltzed into the end zone. There seems to be nobody over top of Pazinko at center.
That'll bring up a 3rd down.
You see Kammerer in there.
3rd and 6. East Brunswick right now just looking to get the first down. Actually, the clock never moved on that first play. They're counting it down now. That's what the delay is. They're going to reset the clock.
Well, the clock should be moving.
And it'll be set at 11:34. Yep.
How much time?
31.
Okay, here we go. And the clock will resume right now.
And here we go. East Brunswick, 3rd and 6 for the first. They're at the 8-yard line. Neary hands off to Nien inside, nothing there, and they'll bring up a 4th down decision by Borden. And there's really no decision, Jim.
Yeah, they have to go for it.
Borden's asking for a timeout.
I have to tell you, it was really not a bad play under the circumstances. Going up the middle, you would think that would be shut off, but Trenton has been defending to the outside. And now with the 4th down, Borden's got to be bringing something out of the playbook that he hasn't used, or at least Trenton has not seen all season long, in looking at films and also scouting them. Crucial point of the game, obviously, for the Bears.
11-11 remaining in the game. East Brunswick is facing a 4th and 6. Ball spotted at their own 8-yard line, trailing 21-6.
Keep your eye on Varnell Johnson on this play.
All right, Neary brings him out. They're in the wishbone offense. Neary looking over the middle, looking in the end zone. He's got Davis, incomplete.
R.J. Davis, the intended receiver. Ball was not really drilled in there. And there goes the opportunity on that drive.
And so East Brunswick's defense will be called upon once again.
Well, can't fault the Bears for not getting themselves some opportunities this afternoon. They could have scored there.
Trenton will have it now 1st and 10 from the 8-yard line, their own 8. Stokes brings him out. Up the middle goes Dotson.
Is that Washington, John?
It was Taylor, actually. We were both wrong.
And the Tornadoes will definitely be utilizing all the clock they can.
Well, Jim, in a way, it's been missed opportunities for East Brunswick this afternoon.
They've played fairly steadily, the entire afternoon, except for the big plays.
2nd down, inside handoff. And Trenton will just grind it out. Clock is in their favor, as is the scoreboard. Third and about 3 for Trenton. Ball at the 16-yard line. Their own 16. Stokes quarterback draw, and
he's got it.
He's got the 1st down.
Good play. Called his own signal on that.
And that'll move the chains, but then we'll have that clock starting up again. .9:40 remaining. A blustery autumn Saturday afternoon here at East Brunswick High School, J. Doyle Field. The Bears trailing 21-6, 4th quarter. There goes the big man, Washington. On a little counter, and that'll bring up 2nd down for the Tornadoes.
And just watch Trenton very predictably
and
move down the field.
Jim, has been a tradition for us up here over the years, this being the last game at J. Doyle Field in all likelihood, to go through the names of the seniors who have played here for the last 4 years and will not be playing here any longer as they move on to bigger and better things. That's Corey Stokes.
Gets nice yardage.
just short of the first down. But let's go through some of the seniors here for East Brunswick. R.J. Davis, Mike Castagliola.
Very good.
Ian Cairns, Ray Offenberger, Jason Swire, Jimmy White, Dan Papadopoulos, Anthony Billings, Tom Gierman, Mark Hoyt, Sheldon Gonchar, Mike Pilato, Scott Kammerer, Matt Pazenko, and I'll finish the rest after this play. 3rd and 1 for Trenton. Stokes will take it, and he should have the first down.
Yep, just enough.
Again, continuing with those seniors, John Leano, Matt Skirby, Jim Kale, Corey Foreman, Che Nguyen, Frank Barbera, Dan Arminio, and Steve Zins. And we wish those senior players all the best in their future. It's been a joy for us to cover them over the last 4 years.
Just a couple more here before I forget here. Corey Foreman and Bill Donnelly. We don't want to forget them.
Yeah, I forgot Bill Donnelly. He was the only one. Sorry, Bill. 7:25 and the clock running. 1st and 10 for Trenton. Ball at their own 30. Inside to Dotson.
You saw Zins, number 92, trying to go after the ball. And the clock relentlessly moves on.
So, Jim, as you mentioned, the winner of this game goes on to play the winner of the Edison-Middletown South game next week.
Right, that's right. And depending on who wins that game, Trenton could have themselves a home game, or if Middletown South prevails, they will be the home team. And I have to think that off this performance, certainly thus far, you have to rate Trenton as a...
Ball's loose.
Ball's loose.
East Brunswick's got it.
They do have the ball.
With 6:17 left.
Nice play there from behind. Dotson was tackled.
I think it was Wolfskell, number 56, who put the hit on him.
Clock continues to move. And East Brunswick will try to do a quick strike here.
Johnson comes back on offense. Neary will put it up in the air, is looking. He's got his man, that's Johnson. Johnson will be inside the 20. Short of the first down.
It's close.
Clock is moving, they need to huddle up quickly.
Okay, a couple plays called here.
5:30 left in the game. Tenora comes wide left with Papadopoulos. Davis to the right. Johnson in the slot left. Neary looking, being pressured. Gets away and throws it away.
2-0-1. And they're looking for a flag on that, and well, they should. Neary just tried to dump the ball away.
No flag. East Brunswick dodges one there, and it'll stop the clock at 5:19.
Yeah, East Brunswick definitely got a break on that one. Well, they can get a first down here, John. They only need a yard. Problem is they need 2 scores.
Ball at the Trenton 20. 3rd down and 2. Neary looking, fires over the middle. Tenora's got it, first down. And he's down to about the 3-yard line.
And that's that was a big play right there.
East Brunswick needs to get up on the ball. The clock will stop while they move the chain.
And they need to get in now. They can't be wasting any time with a long, a 3-down series to get the ball in. They've got to get this touchdown in real quick.
And go for 2.
Well, they have the option of waiting for a second score, but you're right.
Neary to the end. The end is short.
Does not get in.
Bring up second down.
And East Brunswick should move quickly, get the play called. They're walking very slowly here, and I couldn't quite understand.
4:40 remaining.
Looks like Neary hurt his hand on that play. He's holding his left hand.
Second and goal from the 3. Neary to the end again.
I think he's in, is he? They haven't called it yet.
No signal yet.
Oh boy, he didn't
Bring
make
up
it.
third down. A lot of time going. It's 4:10.
A lot of time. These are valuable seconds that East Brunswick can't make up. Ball's about on the 1 yard line.
Here we go. Yeah, and he's in.
Well, he's in that time.
That'll make it 21-12. Timeout. Borden wants a timeout.
Well, is he calling timeout?
He is.
Okay. Well, East Brunswick has already utilized timeout before. That means they have one left. And by that timeout, you can tell, obviously, that they're going to go for the 2 points here. Well, John, maybe we were a little premature in thinking this game's over.
Well, we never said it was over.
Of course, the key play, that fumble forced on Dotson. And big play that drive was Neary connecting with Tenora down to the 3 yard line. Took him 3 plays to get it in, but nonetheless, East Brunswick is on the board again, finally, after what, the first quarter? Woo!
They scored at 6 minutes of the first quarter and haven't scored since up until this point.
Well, here comes the 2 point try.
2 point conversion, 21-12. Neary will put Johnson in motion to the right. He'll look over the middle. Caught!
Is that camera?
Was it caught? Camera, no signal yet.
Are they calling it good? We haven't seen a signal yet. They're going to talk about it? Come on, it's either good or it isn't.
All the officials are, yes! 2 point conversion, Camera.
Well, we don't have the benefit of a replay here, but good Lord.
Hard to see. Camera came up with the ball.
The officials took their time making the call. It just doesn't make any sense.
That'll make it 21-14.
And
3:49 left, Jim.
East Brunswick is definitely in the game. Okay, we're going to have an interesting finish here.
It's been an interesting season.
All right, Bears are going to kick off, obviously, from their own 40.
Do you go for the onside?
It's a good question. 3:49 left.
You may not get the ball back again if Trenton gets that ground game going.
Well, the Bears do only have one opportunity to stop the clock, but I think really right now East Brunswick, well, you can tell that there may be an onside because Ian Kearns is the one that's going to be kicking the ball off.
We'll see.
And you see Johnson's in there also. Of course, he's normally on a kickoff team, but maybe just in there to utilize his ball handling ability. So let's watch it. The way they're set up, John, you can tell it's going to be an onside.
And Trenton's expecting it.
Ball has to go 10 yards.
They try it. Ball is free, but recovered by Trenton, and that's where they'll have it.
And it was
just at midfield, shy of midfield.
Exactly. Kearns nailed it just a little too hard.
All right, it'll be up to East Brunswick defense, 3:47.
And the clock starts.
Our score is 21-14. We're in the fourth and final quarter, 3:35 left in the game.
Beer defense has to come alive. See if they can force another turnover.
Stokes keeps it himself. Picks up a yard.
And East Brunswick needs to get off the pile real quick. These are valuable seconds that are being ticked off.
It'll be second and about 8. They cannot let Trenton get a first down here, Jim.
It's if they get a first down, it's over because they'll have enough time to run the clock out. And you're going to bet the officials will be watching the clock extra carefully to make sure that Trenton's not abusing the time that they're allowed.
Ball's at the Trenton 46, second and about 8. Stokes still has it on his feet.
Oh.
And he's going to power his way to a first. Ball's on the ground, and they're saying he was down.
Well, clock still moves here.
First
They're
down.
talking about it.
Borden is going nuts. That ball was on the ground.
That's a first down, too. And with 2:31, that's a big play for the Tornadoes. Could have been a fumble called.
So Trenton dodges a bullet. Inside to Taylor.
And I'm not quite sure the Bears are going to have enough time here. They're going to have to utilize the timeout pretty quick.
Clock down to 2 minutes. East Brunswick trailing 21-14.
I would think that East Brunswick will call use its last timeout on this play.
Stokes.
Williams right here.
Williams on the reverse. He's going to be dropped for a loss. Timeout is expected to be called. East Brunswick, yes, they do with 1:32. Bring up a third down for the Tornadoes.
Well, Borden had a decision to make when he went for that two-point conversion, John. He could have had the play called and gone for it, but he elected to use his timeout there. And one hopes that does not come back to haunt him here, because with 2 downs left, well, let's see now. You have to figure that Trenton will be conservative on this play. And if they do not get the first down, they'll probably take a delay of game penalty.
Oh, yeah, they're going to use all that's available to them.
The one factor you got to watch, though, is that if Trenton, as a matter of fact, I'm not even sure what Trenton would punt, quite frankly. Their kicking game looks very shaky, and rather than risk a turnover or a block, they might just go for it. They're in East Brunswick's territory.
Make East Brunswick go some 70, 80 yards for the score. 1:32 remains in the game. It's third and about 12 for the Tornadoes. The ball on the East Brunswick 47. And it seems like it's 5 minutes this time out.
Okay, this will be an interesting sequence here. Trenton.
Here we go.
Minute
3rd and 12.
John.
Clock will start at the snap. Stokes will keep.
They got him.
Barrett drops him.
Okay, they got to get up. It's 4th down.
Varela, rather, number 26.
And
on the tackle.
Stokes is sort of losing his poise right now.
He wanted a flag.
He didn't get it, but at the same time, he has to...
4th down, 1:08. Clock moving.
And they're going to have to punt here. Here comes Peterson.
Let's see if they go for, East Brunswick goes for a block or a return. Hurry up. Players all over the place for East Brunswick.
Oh, dear. Is he going to get off? Yes.
Tenor and Pilato are back. Good snap. Rush.
Oh.
Good punt by Peterson. Tenor will field it at the 21. And he'll get to the 30.
40 seconds. 40 seconds.
East Brunswick, 40 seconds to go to tie this game.
Yeah, you give the Trenton team a lot of credit for getting that punt off.
The ball will be spotted at the East Brunswick 31-yard line. Neary looking, throws. He's got Tenora in the middle. Tenora across the 40.
Okay,
It'll be a first down. That'll stop the clock with 29 seconds. East Brunswick's got to get up. And they do. They're up over the ball. Tenora wide to the left. 3 receivers to the left. Tenora, Davis, and Pilato.
They're going to stop. They have to move the chains.
Here we go, 29 seconds. Neary looks to his left. He's got Pilato out in the flat. Pilato dropped the ball, that'll stop it.
And a nice play by number 24, Brian Stokes. Timed it very, very nicely.
24 seconds remain. It'll bring 2nd and 10. East Brunswick has to go 60 yards.
Trenton's going to be in a prevent defense, obviously. You got Williams back there, number 12. Stokes, of course, number 24.
All right, Tenora and Papadopoulos wide left. Pilato in the slot left. Neary, a counter to Pilato.
He's got to get out of bounds.
Pilato's still on his feet.
He turned it in.
He's got the first down. That'll stop the clock. They got to get up on the ball. 16 seconds.
And Neary ought to throw it out of bounds on this one. All right, official is going to stop the clock for a
Official
moment.
timeout with 16 seconds. The ball is at the 45-yard line of Trenton.
Well, they're making it interesting, John.
Right to the end. Pilato had an equipment problem.
And are they going to start the clock right now? Here we go.
Clock is down, 13 seconds. This could be the last play. Neary throwing it up. He's got Davis out of bounds, a flag.
What are they going to call here?
With 7 seconds.
Wow.
The flag came at the 20-yard line.
Well, now it will not be at the point of the foul. It will be a 15-yard penalty if it is against Trenton. So that'll bring the ball down to the 35, and at least East Brunswick is in striking range of a touchdown pass. You gotta hope, you just throw it up in the air and something like that happens.
It's a first down, which is moot at this point.
Well, they gotta get on the ball again.
The ball is at the Trenton 30. Trenton's got everyone back deep.
This is really a tremendous drive for the Bears. Really, you never thought that they'd even have a chance.
Little confusion on the field now that everything is set. From the 30, 7 seconds left. Neary looks, he throws it to Johnson.
Johnson's get out of bounds.
Johnson's gonna get out of bounds with 2 seconds left at about the 25-yard line. I thought maybe Johnson was gonna throw that ball, take a step back.
Give Varnell credit for having the sense to get out of bounds. He never would have got in on his own.
Well, this is it. This is the season. 2 seconds remain. 21-14 is our score. The ball is at the Trenton 25-yard line.
And
they've got 7 players back deep. Neary needs some help. He's gonna put it up. He's got a man in the corner. Tenora, the ball's up in the air and incomplete.
No.
And that'll do it.
Okay.
The game is over.
And
Trenton holds on, 21-14.
And give the East Brunswick Bears credit for making this a game. We thought they were out of it.
What a finish to an unbelievable season here at East Brunswick. Jimmy, we never thought East Brunswick would be here. They're here.
Oh, really? I didn't think they were even going to make the playoffs. But heck, we were counting them out as the fourth quarter was underway. But they came, as you saw, one play from actually at least having an opportunity to tie this game.
I think that drive, Jim, characterized the character, if you will, of this team this year.
Yes, it has. They never gave up. And congratulate the Trenton Tornadoes for beating a fine football team. And as we have mentioned before, they're going to be the team that moves on to the Central Jersey Group 4 final. East Brunswick, once again, does not capitalize on the opportunity of winning a Central Jersey Group 4 tournament. But still, this is a great season for them, and they should be congratulated.
Well, they won the GMC Red Division, something that no one predicted at the start of the season, particularly after that loss to Cherokee. Reeled off 7 straight victories to come in here and play Trenton. And what a game it was. The final 21-14. And so this game closes out our 1990 high school football season. It's been an exciting season, and of course we've been glad to bring it to you. And so I offer my personal thanks to Jim Allinder and Phil Hill for all their help and their assistance throughout the year, and another fine year by those guys. And in particular, Pete Canamessa and Dave Ambrosi, who have been with us year in and year out in all sorts of weather for an outstanding job that they do. We thank Frank Knoppenberger, the supervisor of athletics at East Brunswick High School, and his great assistant, Mike Plummy, for all their cooperation in making us, providing the space for us and making this possible for you. So that'll do it here from J. Doyle Field. The East Brunswick High School 1990 football season closes in dramatic fashion as the Bears fall short with the last play of the game, 21-14 to Trenton. So for Jim Allinder, I'm John Meggiolaro saying thanks for being with us this season.